So Ryan was a Marine. He was stationed at 29 Palms, California. He served 2 deployments over in Okinawa, which one of them involved South Korea and the Philippines, and the second one involved Fuji and Okinawa. He was a corporal. When he got out of the Marines, he could have been a sergeant, but he had to do a book report, and he said he didn't go into the Marines to read books. Before Christmas time of 2021, we lost Ryan March 9th of 2021. And we happened to be at Rascal's meeting some friends of mine from Chemtool. We had just experienced that fire. And we were both having a really bad day, missing Ryan. The holidays are coming up. Thanksgiving was his favorite holiday. And Mark received a message from Ryan Sadler, who was one of Ryan's classmates, teammates, and said, "Hey, would you be okay if we started a golf outing to honor Ryan?" It would be Ryan Sadler and Brian King, which was Ryan's childhood best friend, and Mark. He's crying, and I'm like, "What's wrong?" And he tells me, "You gotta see this message." And I'm like, "This is what you've been waiting for."
We had a golf outing for like the last 3 years now. We sold out, and we never went public. We actually sold out before we even did that. So we had 166 golfers. First year, I think we had 60 volunteers, which is great. We're working a lot more with Rosecrans now. They have somebody, a serviceman that's coming out of rehab, or getting ready to look for housing, and they can't pay for a week or a month or whatever. So we paid for a couple months for people to have their housing for the first time, and then they don't have to worry about that. They can go find a job, and they can come out of rehab and start fresh. I mean, one guy was living in a place that you wouldn't want to put a pet in. So we were able to get him to better living conditions and stuff like that.
The board created the Red Hat Fund. So when Ryan was in first grade, couldn't figure out where all his red hats were going. He'd come home, I'm like, finally about the 5th time, I'm like, "Where's your hat?" And he wouldn't tell me, and I thought they were all in the lost and found. So I went up to the school, and the principal was like, "What's going on?" I'm like, "Where's all of his red hats? Like, he keeps losing them, they're in the lost and found." I said, "That's not what's going on. He's giving them to kids who don't have them, because he knows you'll go get him another one." Well, like, I'll just probably go buy 10 of them by then. But so we called it the Red Hat Fund to honor Ryan, because that's what he was helping others, and that's what the foundation is doing. I always tell people we're kind of in the infant toddler stages. We know where we want to go. It's just baby steps, because Mark and Gabrielle is Ryan's sister, and her husband, and myself. It's been 3.5 years, and we still struggle. So we have to make sure the things that we do for the foundation, the money we give to other local places, match up to what Ryan would want us to do. They align with his values and who he was. And the other thing is, the foundation was started by his friends. It was his friends coming together to memorialize him. We're always looking for donations to continue the cause of helping veterans transition back into the civilian life, because that's what Ryan struggled with the most. When you're in the military, you know from the minute you get up till the next day what you have to do. You get into civilian life, and there's all these decisions to be had, and he struggled with that. And we think a lot of them do, right? Mental health, addictions, because they're given so much responsibility without people helping them adjust, because we couldn't understand it because we're not, veterans. So we're like, "What's wrong with you?" We're always looking for people outside of Sparta, the dog therapy and Red Hat Fund to support locally, because this is Ryan's community. Yeah, we're always looking for places, to donate, as long as they align with Ryan's values and the board's on board with it. We met Cassie and Tony, and Tony's a veteran. They were talking to their daughter Taylor about it, and Taylor mentioned the RDM Foundation because she was a year younger than Ryan at Hononegah. We had coffee one Saturday morning, and the 4 of us clicked immediately.
I told them a story about Ryan, and they kind of knew a little bit about it, but they were just comfortable, and they're just warm people that just want to really help. And that's what we think that the foundation is to try to do, just try to help one person. If we can help one person, then we're helping one person.
From the bottom of our hearts, we couldn't ask for better people in Tony and Cassie to help us with this. They've done so much. They've done more than they'll ever know, just to, team up with them. And they're so warm and kind and generous. So we really do value them and appreciate Macktown Construction in them.